Hi class, let's take a look at example 6. And in example 6, what they want us to do is do a basic multiplication. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to express it as a fraction. So this is 1 times 3 and then 4 times 2. And I'm referring as a single fraction. This is to see if there's going to be any sort of a canceling of common factors like in the previous problems. In this case, there's no common factors on the top and bottom. So our final answer is going to be, well, 3/8. That is technically it for this problem. Let's take a look at problem B. And in problem B, I'm going to do the same. This is technically 5/8 times 4 over 1, or 5 times 4 over the values of 8 times 1. Now, prior to multiplying, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cancel common factors. So what this means is that you have the 5 times 4 over, but then what I'm going to do here is the 8. Since it has a common factor where with the 4 on the top, I'm just going to rewrite it as 4 times 2. And then technically times 1, the 1, it's not going to have any effect, but this will be easier to do since the 4's cancel. So if you see there's common factors, it's just easier to break up the common factors and then write it in that form so that, well, you don't have to go through the division process. So in this case, you're going to be left with 5, technically 5 halves. That's going to be our final answer on this one. Let me fix this. That's actually it for this one. Let's move on to problem C. And problem C has a couple of actual fractions. So I'm just going to rewrite the 3 fractions as a single one and just multiply the tops. So this is 1 times 2 times 3 over the values of 3 times 3 times 4. And then what I'm going to do is start canceling common factors. So for example, this 3 cancels with this 3. And then let me rewrite it. So we're left with 2 over 3 times 4. But notice there's still a common factor of the 2 on the 4. So let me just rewrite it again. And this is going to be 2 over, well, 3 times 2 times 2. And then remember that on the numerator, you still have a 1. So this 2 can cancel with that 2. And we're going to be left with 1 over, well, 3 times 2, or 1/6. That would be our final answer. Let's take a look at problem D, which has well, multiplications, but let me rewrite all of these as what they represent. In this case, I'm referring to the first and second. They represent mixed numbers. So technically you're multiplying 1 plus 1/4 times the values of 3 plus 2/3 times the values of 3/5. And what I'm going to do here is just use the shortcut. So in this case, you multiply these two at the numerator. 4 times 1 is equal to 4, plus 1 is equal to 5/4. And then on the second one, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2, it's going to be 11. So this one, it's going to be 11/3. If you were to do the LCD, you will end up with the same answer. Let me just do it on the side. So this particular one would be, well, 4 over 4 plus 1/4. That would be 5/4. And then this one, it's going to be, well, 9/3 plus 2/3, or 11/3. Remember that as you get the LCD, you put it over 1 and then multiply times 3 and times 3. So this one, it's going to end up multiplying, well, 5/4 times 11/3 times 3/5. And then before we start canceling common factors, let me write them all as a single fraction. So on the top, 5 times 11 times 3. On the bottom, 4 times 3 times 5. And then at this point, we can cancel common factors. You can cancel the 5s and you can cancel the 3s, which is going to leave us with, in this case, 11/4. Um, 11/4 will be fine. Another way to express this, and I'm just referring to the first two values that we have here. It's going to be, well, 2. It's going to be actually 2 and 2/4. Give me just a second. And then you can reduce this one as, wait, no, it's 3/4. Sorry, this is an error here. I knew it was off, but I couldn't put it together. So it's going to be 2 3/4. That's another way of viewing it. Or in case they want it as a decimal, well, 3/4 is 0.75. So this is 2. So 2.75. That would be our final answer. Okay, that's actually it for these problems.